conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth. Society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion.
Damn straight, you've arrived. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. You are amongst friends. How's everybody doing? I hope things are well in your world. Hope there's lots of good things going on. Yeah. What's up, Spikey? Good to see you, Ray Hogan, Sean Brennan. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little guitar today, bro. Be some guitar talk today. Yeah. Got a guy that has 20 guitars in the room he's doing the show from. So, hey, John in London. Hey, Hendrick in Kreuzberg. What's happening? Good. Brian Matson, what's up, bro? Ryan Bland. Yo, I know everybody's psyched. 1 week from today, Ryan Bland's doing a song with My War. What's up? Yeah. That's what's up. Big My War show. Big My War show a week from today. With all your favorite guest singers. Speaking of guest singers, what's up?
What's up?
Are you a guest singer?
What's up? Proud to be a guest.
What song are you doing?
I'm doing Air Supply like always. No, I'm do a little Dead Boys, I think, you know?
What was the Air Supply hit? Lost in Love? What was that one?
All Out of Love.
I'm all out of love. Man. Oof.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much fun. When we did it for your wedding was awesome. That was an epic day.
Yeah, we're doing it up.
That's it.
For those of you that are wondering what the hell we're talking about, 1 week from today at the Barry Electric, there's a free all ages Sunday matinee with Demise, Nailed to the Cross, Cropsy, Jackknife Johnny, and Concrete Burial. And afterwards, there is an after show bash. We're doing the My War thing with a bunch of guest singers, including Vinny Stigma, Amaru from Non-Residents, Scott Earth from Silence Equals Death, Ryan Bland from Ache, Layla from Concrete Ties and Nailed to the Cross, Steven Messina, and much, much more.
Yeah, and there's some people playing that aren't on there, so we can't tell them. Special surprises.
My old lady's doing a song. My old lady. If she heard me say that, boy, my goose would be cooked. My old lady's coming up and doing a song.
That's gonna be great. It's gonna be a long day, and you know what? A lot of people don't have to go to work the next day, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, well, that's what we try to do now. Is me and Larry Kelly look at the calendar a year in advance, and any Monday holiday, we try to pick that day to do the matinee.
Yeah, because you don't have to rush home. It's not a school night. You can go to Stromboli afterwards.
I think if you look at the analytics, I think there's that percentage of people that hang out after.
Yeah.
So that's when we try to do the shows, and that's when we try to do the after shows. Yeah, Mimi Fuggett, she's doing.
Yes.
Yo, Mimi Fuggett's doing If the Kids Are United. So, yeah.
She crushes it too. She's so good.
Oh, okay. There's a big difference between old lady and old lady. Good. All right. Don't call me an old lady.
And old lady drivers.
My cousin's old band. That said, some sad news this week. Brent from Mastodon, right? Passed.
Yeah, Brent Hinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's a motorcycle accident.
And he just left the band recently, right?
Yeah, he had left the band, and I felt like, at first it seemed calm, but then it was starting to get, started to be some kind of bad blood boiling, and then this happened, and luckily before it got too ugly, really. And but I mean, he was such a beloved figure. I mean, in the last week, so many different artists and musicians have been posting about him. Like, he really was somebody that influenced a lot of people. And I've seen Mastodon a ton of times. They're always awesome. Really, really interesting band. Like, in a genre that can be less interesting at times, they brought like a kind of progressiveness to it.
Wow, he was only 51, huh?
Yeah, terrible.
Man, motorcycles are dangerous,
Yeah, I don't know if it was a collision or what. I'm not.
No, I read about it. I think someone like turned out of a driveway or made a unsignaled turn and turned right into him.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, very sad. So rest in peace, Brent Hinds from Mastodon.
Yeah, he had a I sent you. He had great guitar picks because they say B Hinds,
right?
And I have Richard Pryor's face on it,
right?
And they were just a really cool band. And
I don't think I ever saw them play, or I don't remember. I might have, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
I saw them as an opener. I saw them as a headliner. I saw them with Judas Priest. I saw them with Clutch. Saw them with Ghost. But always good. And the records, they have a couple of records that are absolute epic, like epic records.
Could you believe it? I'm going to a big stadium show a week from tomorrow.
Is that the Oasis show?
Yeah, I'm going to see Oasis in a football stadium a week from tomorrow.
I'll tell you, this is probably the most, you like, when you got that ticket, rarely do you get psyched for a show like that.
Never.
And it's gonna be huge. I mean,
I'm looking forward to it.
The footage I've been seeing from the tour, they just sound great. So
yeah, it was sort of like a progression. I'm not like a lifelong Oasis fan, but I really discovered them and went deep a couple years ago, and then I went and saw one brother and the other brother, and then they got back together, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
That's good. You didn't have to wait that long.
Yeah. Parking's $50 out at MetLife Stadium. It is. Parking's $50.
I would take the bus, man. Take the bus from Port Authority.
Among the common people, never. Take the bus.
Have a car service.
Take the bus. What is this? The Grateful Dead? Take the bus. Anyhow, all right. The Magic Bus. Speaking of Magic Bus, anybody see that footage of the Who of Roger Daltrey? Holy mackerel! Oh,
bad,
God. Dude. Not only was Roger Daltrey horrible, but Pete Townsend was horrible. It was horrible.
Well, the funny thing is that you say that is this past Friday, they just released a live album from 1970. And back the glory days.
I also, you see that? Anybody see that footage of the Scorpions? You know what? This is what I propose. Listen. This is what I propose. If you vote me into office, this is what I propose. Like Logan's Run, where there's like a clock and people and like when you turn a certain age, you get hunted down and the Sandmen kill you. I think certain genres of music, when you hit a certain age, the thing starts blinking and you're not allowed to do it anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Some bands can hold up,
Some bands can hold up, but it ain't fucking Vince Neil or Klaus Maney or...
They should have stopped after Shout at the Devil.
Yeah.
It's funny. Last week we were talking about that, and then Tim came on talking about...
Buddy Guy's playing blues. He gets a pass. Buddy Guy's playing blues. He gets a pass. The blues guys get a pass. I'm talking guys that are up there like, hope I die before I get old. And the guy's fucking 85 years old, and this is horrible.
By the way, Ray Hogan is my go-to for any jazz and blues questions. Send to Ray Hogan. He is the encyclopedia.
Drew, did you ever think that all these bands getting old would fall apart? And Rick Springfield at 70 something years old looks and sounds great.
Okay, he's shredded, by the way. The guy looks like he looks like he's 50.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I was talking to Mark Levine about this, is that one genre that really didn't survive too deep is the Southern rock. All the Southern rock guys pretty much died young. There's like no old, every Southern rock band that's around is like one dude, or Molly Hatchet, no dudes. Molly Hatchet doesn't have one original member in it. Marshall Tucker Band has one guy. Skinner has kind of a half original guy. Like Allman Brothers Band are gone,
I guess they're celebrating the music,
Hey, that's what
and there's nothing wrong with that, to a certain degree. But
to a certain degree, if it's good, if it's okay.
Exactly.
Yorma at 85. Yorma's my dude. Yorma can play forever. Yorma's my dude. I mean, Yorma plays ragtime blues guitar for the most part. He gets a pass. I'm talking guys up there, Scorpions or Vince Neil. Oof. God, they suck. Anyway, who am I to say? Who am I to say who sucks? God bless everyone. Go suck all you want. Yeah. Yep. All right, bro. I'll talk to you in a bit.
I'll be right here.
I'll be back. See you in a bit. Well, there you go. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York, the Texas Silver Rush, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Mad Vintage, Women of the Pit, and Candle Witch Co., a female-owned entrepreneur business based out of Connecticut. Is Connecticut the Constitution state? Hey, Ray Hogan, what's the byline? Is Connecticut the Constitution state? Owner Rachel King Keys handcrafts soy wax candles set with intentions for your sanctuaries. She has accomplished a life goal dream since beauty school, debuting her artist showcase Heidi's and Hellions that feature live bands, burlesque, sideshow acts, vendors, food trucks, and this year, a live auction with all proceeds going to the mental health program Punk Rock Saves Lives. Catch her in the tri-state area doing her thing, slinging candles at events, and keep an eye out for her show coming to New York in the spring of 2026. You can find her on Etsy and on Instagram at Candle Witch Co. That said, let's clear that. Yes. The Connecticut people are chiming in. What's up, Layla? Ray Hogan. Yep. Layla, you psyched? You psyched to come to New York and play a week from today, fronting Nailed to the Cross? And then you will be doing a song with us for My War. Psyched. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. Drew is at a hangstrom behind you. No, that's not. That's an LTD behind me. That's an LTD. Yep. But we were talking about this before. This is the guitar that I like playing. This Ibanez. I just like this guitar. It's light. It feels good. I play it in My War. When I put it on, it feels right. I really like this guitar. Feels really good to me. It's really light. It's like fucking balsa wood. So that needs a little bit of work. That's one of my wife's guitars. But now that we're married, it's mine. I married her for her guitars. That said, let's bring our guest on. Here we go. Today's guest is a guitarist, songwriter, and saloon keeper hailing from New York City. He's primarily known for his work with the bands The Mighty Pragmatics, Barney Rubble, and the Kazunt Stubble, and of course, New York hardcore stalwarts Sheer Terror. Please welcome, coming at us from the great borough of Staten Island, Mr. Johnny Eggz. Bro.
Oh.
Hey.
What up, man?
How are you?
How you doing? Ugh, looks like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Hardcore Chronicles come to a new low. Bring me up into this piece.
You'll be okay. I'm good. Hey, do you think there should be? What's your feeling before we get into the like? Do you think there should be a time limit on some of these guys getting up on stage and performing?
You know what? I do and I don't.
Yeah.
I think if people are willing to go see it,
yeah,
why not? But I also think a lot of people should do a little inward reflection. You know what I mean? I know me. If I like couldn't do it, or I had to dumb it down, or I had to slow it down just to get through it, I wouldn't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't. I don't think I'd want to. I want to play 100% full on. You know, all the time, and I don't think I would. I don't think I would personally do it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, I got old and my fingers got all gnarled and gristled. I wouldn't be like, well, you know, I'm going to play quarter notes instead of 30 seconds, you know, just to. I would just be like, yeah, I'm finished.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show us a guitar. Give us something.
Okay. How about this one?
Give us a little something.
This one right next to me. Oh, flame top. Les Paul. Older than all of us.
Let me see the headstock.
There you go.
Nice. Is that your go-to?
In my house. I don't take that one in the house. Then I got this one right next to me here.
Ooh.
Junior. Another headstock there. This thing's again probably older than all of us.
What year is it? What year is that?
1959.
A 1959 Les Paul Jr.
Wow. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
I'm ruining it. I got it. When I got it, it was pristine. I'll never buy a pristine guitar. I'll never buy a pristine vintage guitar ever again, because just me playing it in my house, you know, it's like I'm playing it and it's like, oh, there's $200. Oh, okay. Oh, there's another 150. Oh, well, that's $85. You know, just the value down every time I bang it against the coffee table. With these old guitars, sometimes just the act of playing it, the finish glass.
Sure.
So I would.
Sean Brennan asks, how many Les Pauls do you own now?
Probably, I lost count. I would say somewhere probably 25, 23, 26.
Wow. That's great.
It's not lost on anyone that I just traded a bunch of addictions for another one.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, I'm a good boy now, so
you deserve
if guitars
in double digits.
If guitars is as bad as it gets, I think the world's a better place.
You know, I know we're sort of approaching this a little uncharacteristically here as you're coming on. We're right away talking about guitars and gear, but you know, we were talking beforehand, and I wrote that you said something that was so funny. Tell everybody what your wife said about the 25 different guitars you have and how you bend them.
She basically said I have 25 different guitars that all sound exactly the same. So you bend them with pickup changes, hardware changes, string gauge changes until they all sound identical. Which is true. Every one of my guitars sounds exactly the same. There's no gig where it's like, oh, he used that one. It sounded like that. No, they all sound exactly the same.
And even the Telecaster, right, or the Strat.
Yeah. That's the biggest, hardest work to make a Telecaster sound like a Les Paul. But I did it. I changed the bridge to. I found a brass bridge, and it sounds like a Les Paul. You ring out an A chord, sounds like a Les Paul.
Awesome. That's awesome. Let's happy birthday, by the way. Yesterday was your birthday.
That was yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. Yeah.
Good.
27.
Good. Listen, carrying, you young guys have to carry the torch for us older, like I'm counting on you young guys to carry the fucking torch, man. Hey, let's bounce the ball back and forth. How did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
Okay. My cousin is Vito Pacone of Vito Pacone and the Elegance. #1 hit song, 1958. So I grew up in a doo-wop house. Like doo-wop. I know all the words to all those songs because I grew up in a doo-wop world. My other uncle, right?
And let me just ask, you grew up in a doo-wop world in an Italian family in Staten Island? In Staten Island?
Now, all right, ready? I grew up in a doo-wop world in an Italian family in South Beach, Staten Island. So it doesn't get any more. I remember as a little kid. I mean, a really little kid. If you walk down the street, the sound you heard, people talking in the stores and in the butcher and at the thing, was Italian. Everyone spoke Italian. I remember an old man that had a goat. I mean, South Beach, and when I was a little kid in the 70s, the mid to mid 70s, like being a really little kid, that's what it was like. Nobody, like everyone I knew talked Italian.
Was Staten Island a nice place to grow up in that era? Was it like, set the table a little bit? Was it a nice place to be a young person?
Yeah, because you could do whatever you want. The cops didn't really play. Right. Well, it's actually not even the cops' fault. We went from this. Like, I'm just going by, I don't know other neighborhoods, but South Beach, I'm saying South Beach.
Sure.
It went dark. It went from, the kids, the South Beach kids, all the Italian, and like it tends to go, it went dark, and there's a lot of guys ain't around. I mean, there was a while where I stopped going to funerals and wakes. Because I just went to one, and I was like, how often are we going to do this? How many times are we going to do this? Who the hell dead from drugs? Who the hell ended up in the trunk of a car? Who the hell fucking went away and never coming home? So it's like, so I stopped doing things like that, and now I go out of respect. But there was a lot of years I didn't go anything. So to answer your question, it was a good place to grow up. It was a great place to hang out, like as a younger teenager. Mm-hmm. But by the time we were older teenagers, it became very dark, and it became very, and then the cops got involved, and it was just a shit show.
So back to the music thing. So Where Are You, Little Star, the Elegance?
Yeah, that's his hit. And my other uncle was in a band called The Expressions, a doo-wop group called The Expressions. So I grew up, doo-wop.
So music was in your household. Music was in the air.
Yeah, going to see their gigs, going to their gigs as a little kid. I had another uncle, but he was a older uncle. He was I guess you call him a great uncle. He was off the boat, and he played guitar. You know, like a holiday, Christmas, he would sit there, play, old Gindaloon shit. So yeah, I guess we're a musical, entertaining bunch. I have another uncle who was a stand-up comedian in the 40s and 50s. So we're I guess I come from an entertaining stock.
What was the first music that spoke to you that you felt like this is mine? This is speaking to me.
That's easy. I could tell you the exact day.
Please.
Paul Lynde Halloween Special, 1970.
Here we go.
Kiss on the Paul Lynde Halloween Special, 1976.
I remember
it. I remember we lived in the South Beach projects, and I was sitting in the living room, and that thing happened, and from that moment, and a lot of people say this shit, but with this time it's real. That moment, I pieced together Vito, what he does, Uncle Jimmy. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I want to do that. That from that day, I was fucking 7. I remember it. That was it. Now that's what I'm gonna do that. I don't know how I'm gonna go about it, but I'm gonna do that. And I don't think I ever. And I had this shitty acoustic guitar. I don't even know where the fuck I got it. It had like 3 strings. It was like in the closet. And I went in the closet. I got that. And I think my mother or father put fishing string up for the rest of the strings and gave me the bread bag thing. And I don't think I really played with toys after that much. It was like guitar. Guitar is that's what I did.
It's interesting. Joe in Seattle says, after the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, this was the second most influential live music event.
I want to say, yeah.
That's interesting. I've never thought of it. I never thought of it like that, but makes sense.
I want to say, yeah. There's of a certain age, anyone that says Ace Frehley, any guitar player of a certain age that doesn't say, oh yeah, Ace Frehley is what made me want to play guitar, is just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
You loved Ace Frehley. If you were between the ages of 7 and 10 in 1976,
yeah,
you wanted to be Ace Frehley if you wanted to play the guitar.
Did you immediately sort of gravitate to him, guitar player, and sort of zero in on I want to be a guitar player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a little kid, so it was all guitars. I didn't know the difference between
Yeah.
Oh, he's the lead, right. He's the rhythm, Gene's a bass. I didn't even know what a bass was. You know what I mean? But
yeah, sure. Yeah, it took me quite some time to sort of figure out what was what.
Right.
All I knew as a young person, I loved music. It spoke to me. I loved it.
And my sister, who she's gone. She's been gone a long time, but I give her credit where credit is due. My sister, I want to say 4 or 5 days later, brung me home Kiss Alive.
Ooh.
And that really, you know what I mean? Because now I had a memory of those guys, that Kiss thing on Paul Lynde Halloween Special, and she brought me home Kiss Alive.
Yeah.
Record set. It was live. Is any live record live out? It came with a book with pictures.
And you opened it up, and there were like kids. There was kids in there that looked your age, right? The guys.
No.
Oh,
the
that's Kiss Alive too.
Holding the thing. yeah, I was just like, this is, you know, and I played those 2 albums because it was a 2-record set. I played those fucking things back to back with my shitty acoustic guitar, not understanding why my shitty acoustic guitar doesn't sound like a Les Paul going through, you know, 10 Marshalls.
Sure.
I just, it don't sound right to me. I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah. Why is this so hard? Do you
Yeah.
remember what was your first live show? Like, what was the first live music you went and saw as a young person?
That would be the Elegance.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
Elegance. I was a little kid. I used to, if they played close, I would go.
Yeah.
If they, you know, and that would be my first. I'm talking about little kid. If you're talking about on my own,
Yeah. When things start rolling,
I would say Kiss at the Garden would probably be the first, you know, like real show I went to as a little kid. And it was Kiss. Then after Kiss, I started listening to Sabbath. Right? I liked Sabbath.
Of course.
Because then you remember, there was that period where everyone was trying to push you off Kiss. Kiss wasn't cool anymore.
Right.
So people were giving me Led Zeppelin. I got to say it. Never got it. Never liked it. And I think it's because I'll get into that later. Let me skip that. I'll get into that later. But never liked it. I didn't like Led Zeppelin. But then someone gave me a Black Sabbath record to listen to, and I liked that. So I really got into Black Sabbath. Kiss kind of went by the wayside when they did their changes.
Sure.
Dynasty, that's 79, right? They got into that shit. I backed off. Now I'm more Sabbath and that type of stuff. And then the Ramones.
Hmm.
The Ramones, I really dug that. You know what I mean? I really dug that as a little kid. Really dug the Ramones. And then came a band called Venom.
Hmm.
And I really liked that. You know, I love the Ramones, still do. But
Yeah.
that Venom record, Welcome to Hell.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, I'm home now. This is what we're, you know. So I really dug that. And then all the bands of that ilk. Then came more punk, more hardcore. I think the first hardcore record I ever
Welcome to Hell.
That record is still great. Still great.
Yeah, we just had two of the guys. We had two of these guys on the show. They were great. They're fantastic. You know, very influential band.
Yeah, 100%. And they fall into the category just like Kiss, where a lot of people like to say, "Oh, I didn't ever like fucking Venom. Oh, like Venom. I never liked it." Yeah, you did. You liked Venom in 1983. You liked Come on, who did? What's not to like in 1983? Venom. What's not to like? But then I discovered Celtic Frost. Yes, I'm old. I'm from Staten Island. We don't say Celtic. No one said Celtic Frost until
here we go.
2001. It was always Celtic Frost. Even when their video, remember that U68?
Mm-hmm.
They had the video on U68 every once in a while. Even they said, and Celtic Frost, right? I discovered them on total accident. I was there was a record store that had a section, and it just said imports. That's all the section said was imports. And we learned that the music we like is going to be in that section. It's not going to be in the regular. It's going to be in that section.
Because what's happening here is just kind of pasteurized processed cheese food, and the shit that's coming from across the pond is a little more daring, a little more different, and a little ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And there was a record, Hellhammer.
Mm.
And I bought that.
Mm.
The Hellhammer record. Apocalyptic Raids. I think it was called. That's what it's called, right? Apocalyptic Raids.
I think so.
I bought that record, took that home, and it was like, oh, this is fucking excellent. This is excellent. And then a little time went by. Everyone I knew hated it. Every person I knew hated that record. They were like, this is terrible. I was just like, nah, it's a little rough around the edges, but it's got, you know, it's got some heart, got some beef to it. I like that. But everyone hated it. And then same import section. Celtic Frost record. Morbid Tales.
Mm.
I had no idea it was the same. And I bought it because I liked the cover, which is how we also used to do things too. If you remember, you liked the cover, you bought it.
Yeah.
And I took that home, and then I was like, holy shit, these guys this is, you know, and then realized it was the same.
You were off and running.
Yeah. And then like I said, more punk, more hardcore. I think the first hardcore record I ever had was the Nihilistics, the one with them on the, you know, hamming it up in the pictures on the cover. Mm-hmm. Not the leather one, the other one. I don't remember.
Uh-huh. Early Nihilistics.
That's it.
Were you at this stage of the game? Were you in a band? What was your first band? Looking to get in a band, or how was that?
I've been playing in a band. My first band I was ever in was called Razor Blade and the Three Cuts. and here's a little history. The guitar.
It's like Joey Hammer and the Nails.
I was the guitar player. Okay. Of Razor Blade and the Three Cuts.
Right.
The bass player of Razor Blade and the Three Cuts was Mike Putsch from Sworn Enemy.
Is that right?
That is right. Well, there's more. And the drummer of Razor Blade and the Three Cuts was Johnny Besser, the drummer of Sheer Terror.
I'm texting Pooch tonight.
The singer of Razor Blade and Three Cuts was a guy named Tom Jones.
Mm.
That was the beginning and the end of his foray into music, and it was probably for the best. Yeah. But he was the singer. I'm sure he's done much better in life.
His musical tenure was short-lived.
Yeah, Razor Blade and Three Cuts.
Right.
We were so not knowing what the fuck we were doing that we understood that the guitar had to be in tune with the bass. We understood that. But we didn't understand that the guitar and the bass had to be in tune with each other.
Ooh.
We didn't understand that yet. We didn't quite understand that.
Next level shit.
So every time we played these songs, one of us would be playing it, and whoever started playing it, the other person would find it where it was. You know what I'm saying? Because he's playing, you know, A, B, C.
They'd find the key.
Right. Whoever started, the other one would fuck off until he found where. Okay, now I know the pattern, how it goes.
Sure.
And that's how it went. And we weren't good enough to play covers. So we had to write our own songs that sounded like other songs. Basically, we would take other songs and play a real dumbed down version of it and change the lyrics, change the title, you know. And then there was some we would just, you know. But that was the first band, first gig. I was like in the 5th grade.
Wow. Did Mike Pooch live in Staten Island or Brooklyn?
His mother still lives next door to my mother's house.
I didn't know that Pooch grew up in Staten Island. Didn't know
South.
that.
Yeah. every Gindalone from Staten Island from South Beach.
Yeah. So things get rolling. You're in a
All calls us swamp guineas.
Right.
Because the South Beach is all swamps.
What was in those early, well, I think you're still really young, but what came next? What was sort of the musical progression?
Then I joined a band called Friction. And we played a mix of covers and original songs that we wrote. And we played gigs. You know, we played a few gigs and shit. And then, you know, that went on for a while. Then in high school, me and John, again, the drummer from Shia Terror, we had a band called Unearth. And that's when we started, you know, really, you know, oh, we got a gig at the Park Villa, we got a gig at October's, you know, we got a gig over here, we got a gig over there, and we really
did you make it into the city or into Brooklyn?
Not yet. No, not yet. Not yet. But we just, you know, yeah, you got to remember something about it. A lot of people don't realize this either. At one time on Staten Island, on any given Friday or Saturday night, there was a show at the Park Villa. There was a show at October.
Right.
There was a show
the Wave
at Fairway Club. There was a show at the Red Spot.
The Red Spot, yeah, I remember that.
And there was a show at Wave.
Yeah, the Wave. Yeah.
On any given Friday and Saturday night. And every show was packed. And every show drew and every show made money.
Yeah.
The scene on Staten Island was fucking big. You know, I don't understand how it even came to be, but it was. Every show was just like, you know, there was no shitty show. You played a shitty show, it was a Tuesday.
Well, this was, I mean, I don't know, this might have been a little early on in the game, but this was a legendary Staten Island show at the Paramount. Venom and Metallica.
Yep, Venom, Metallica, Kill 'Em All just came out. I want to say that's Kirk Hammett's first show with Metallica. And Venom played, I believe, 3 songs, and the show got shut down by the fire department. Right. And Venom got banned from playing in the United States for almost a decade, because the reason the show got shut down is because they were using pyro and lighting off half sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
With 0 permits, and the ceiling.
You talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
And he talked about shit falling down from the ceiling.
The ceiling was falling down, and it got shut down. And that venue, the Paramount Theater, never opened again.
I was there 2 years before that for this melee that turned out to be an out and out fucking brawl.
Yeah, the bouncers didn't understand slam dancing. They thought you were fighting.
Yeah, this was in 80. I think this was 81. I was there for this. I was in the middle of the brawl, and I lost the keys to my van in the middle of it. I don't know. It's fucked up. Yeah. Crazy shit.
Yeah. I guess that's how I always heard that started. The bouncers didn't understand that slam dancing was just slamming, and they thought it was a fight, and they came in and just started laying waste.
That used to happen a lot, you know. And then, like, being a young person in Staten Island, who were your contemporaries? Were there any peers that bands from Staten Island that you were like holy shit? I mean, look at, you know, Vito Brada's blowing up.
No. No. Now we're gonna get back to why I really don't care for Led Zeppelin. By the time I was in junior high school, right? Junior high school, you know what I mean? Like I went once to sell pot and fucking mess with.
You too?
$3, 2 for $5, right? anyone that was older told us our music was garbage. Anyone that was, if I was 14 or 15, anyone 17 or 18 and up,
Right.
called what my music noise, called
Sure.
my music garbage. And I think my dislike for all of those bands comes from, I don't, as an adult, it ain't that I don't like those bands. I didn't like their fans.
Yeah.
Their fans told me
Sure.
my music was garbage. Their fans told me I should play like this. I should listen to this. This is what I should be listening to, not this garbage that you listen to.
Sure.
Venom, the Ramones, Hellhammer, fucking whatever, all those bands that fall under the umbrella, right? Agnostic Front, I turn that on to, I hate those bands. I hate Led Zeppelin. I hate Big
Sure.
Blood. I hate that. I hate all that shit. It's garbage. Fuck that. And as an adult, that's what I think.
Well,
Nobody.
we've talked about this many times here. Listen, you and I, we grew up in New York City. We went to public school. I mean, the lines were drawn by like what music you listen to.
Yes.
It was like where I went to school was like, what are you? Are you disco or are you rock? And like, there'd be like, we'll meet at lunchtime and fight it out type stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was. You were identified.
Yeah.
Your identity in public, and this isn't unique to New York, I'm sure, right? I'm sure everybody watching the show from around the world, it still probably happens now, the music you listen to, your community, your culture, this is what identified you, and the battle lines were drawn.
Right. Now, add to that, picture being this subgroup within that. Well, you either love rock or you love disco. The disco guys are over there. The rock guys are over here. But those rock guys are telling you your music is noise. Your music sucks.
Sure.
Your music is crap. Your music is garbage. Your music is shit.
And they're listening to Bad Company, Led Zeppelin, and Leonard Skinner, right?
Yeah, exactly. And fucking, it's like, and that's where I think, because like I said, as an adult, like if we're driving in the van and, traveling from one gig to another and someone puts on Led Zeppelin, it comes on the radio or whatever, I could sit there now as an adult and be like,
sure.
Pretty good song. It's a pretty good tune. It's kind of rocking. But when I was young, I'd be like, shut this shit off. It's fucking crap.
Right. Yeah. That's the case. How does the timeline go on? I know there was a couple of bands that you made your way to the mighty Pragmatics. I mean,
what Constables before that?
So there was Barney, there was Barney Rubble and the Kazant Stubble. And it's hard to find a picture. And I remember this band just from the name. I never saw you play. And here's a shot of you guys, I guess, doing a reunion many years later.
Yeah, at
Otto's. But what was Barney Rubble and the Kazant Stubble?
Barney Rubble started out in South Beach parking lot. 4 Gindaloons drinking beer, smoking pot in the back of a van with an acoustic guitar with 5 fucking strings on it, and came up with these songs, these stupid songs. And the next thing after that was, we're going to do a gig. And then we decided, we're going to dress up like fucking assholes, right? So we dressed up like fucking assholes. And we did this gig. And it drew. And then we played a second gig, and it really drew. And then we started playing gigs pretty much all around, and it really drew. And then we put out a record with Mother Records, and we got sued by Hanna-Barbera.
Whoa.
The singer of the band, Doc, he still has the on the company letterhead with with Fred Flintstone and the cease and desist, which scared the shit out of Mother Records so bad that they sent all of our. One day he just called me on the phone. It was like, Johnny, a truck came here and delivered all our product, all our CDs, all the tapes, all everything. They let us. They not only let us out of the fucking contract because they were so afraid of Hanna-Barbera. They just said, and here's all your product. Goodbye. Go away. See you later. You can have it. We don't need nothing. You go. You do you. See you. Bye. Which was actually a blessing because we were able to sell everything and keep all the money. But
I remember you guys played a lot too. You guys, for a while there, it seemed like you guys were sort of playing a lot, right?
We played all the time. It was a thing. It was now let's rewind to earlier in the conversation when I said South Beach was great, then it got dark.
Right.
Well, we were dark as well, and all the things that go with being dark came into play, and we didn't understand that this was lightning in a bottle. We didn't understand. We used to literally have conversations about other bands going, I don't know what the fuck their problem is. It's fucking easy. You fucking put it together, you write the songs, you play the gig, the people come. We didn't understand that. We didn't understand that this is special. We better do the right thing here. And basically, we did all the wrong things.
You squandered it. You squandered it.
We squandered it. We did things, unethical things. Like, we agreed to play for X. Give us Y or we're going home.
Right.
Give us Y, leaving. We're not doing this. But you said X. Yeah, well, we decided we want Y.
Wow. Okay.
Night of at 11:30 at night. Right. Or we'll load the van and we'll leave right now. We didn't understand that people talk. We didn't understand that word's going to get around. We didn't understand that. And then you add to that, we were all. I mean, we had an elaborate, low budget elaborate. We dragged things around, props and all this shit. I had a garbage pail that was there just to throw up into. That's why there was a garbage pail there.
Right.
So it's like, how is anyone going to put anything behind this? Plus, you couldn't even say the name on television. You could say the name on the radio. We didn't. There was what I always, when me and Doc talk, it's like what we wish was that there was someone that stepped in that was old, that was like, guys, you used to have lightning in a bottle. You used to have a thing. This could be a thing. This is what you need to do. You need first, you need to change the name a little bit. Second, you need to fucking do this a little bit. Third, you need to not, rip people off. You need to not behave in this way. You need not erect things.
Sure.
We do things right. We did the Uncle Floyd show and wrecked the set. Just because we thought it was funny,
Yeah. After so Barney Rubble sort of plays out. It becomes untenable, and then you kind of move on to other things.
Yeah, then I kind of like did the and we all did it. I think we all did it anyways. There was that period where all of us like skinhead, hardcore, you know what I mean? Guys, all of a sudden, instead of playing Gibson Les Pauls that look like this, we started playing Gibson Les Pauls that look like this, if you catch my drift. And, the hardcore became the the rock, the punk and roll with the, you know, with the dressing sharp, and you know, and I did that for a long time as well.
Right.
And that's where the Pragmatics come in.
So the sort of the I mean, it was sort of the era in the mid '90s too, man. There was a lot of that going around in Brooklyn and Staten Island, and
like there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that, you know, had the bald head in the Dr. Martens and the flight jacket and the Fred Perry, and then by 2000, you know, they're playing a TV Yellow Junior, and they're wearing a white belt with tight pants, and you know, playing rock and roll punk. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Doing the Thunders thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always like Thunders. I was always gravitated towards that. You know, even with my choices of guitars, my choices of recreation. You know, it's that whole shebang. And there's Jason. Jason was in the band too for a while.
Wow. How did the Pragmatics come together? Was there a mission statement to that?
No, I wrote a bunch of songs in my house. And just grabbed people and was like, we're doing a band. You know? Everyone in that band put their 2 cents in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it was all me. Everyone, you know, oh, what if we did this right here? Maybe it would be better if we did that, you know? Okay. Oh yeah, that's great. You know, but primarily the Mighty Pragmatics was me and whoever I had with me at the time, you know, but everyone put their 2 cents in, and everyone's voice was pretty much heard.
Yeah.
I miss that guitar.
This looks like a fun band.
It was. Oh no, being in that band was fucking fun. We played tons of gigs. We went places. We did shit, you know. But we didn't. Old Johnny didn't learn the lesson yet. So I was a fucking degenerate. And you know, that words like that got around, and you know, people ain't gonna. Paul wouldn't take me in the fold the way I was.
Right.
Paul, people said to Paul, you know, as he'd be looking for guitar, why don't you call Eggz? And he'd be like, I'm not calling that. What are you, crazy? Yeah, he's good. He can play, but I'm not dealing with that. You know? And it wasn't until I had all this, you know, I hate saying the word sobriety because it's stupid. I just hate it. But I had all this time under my belt that when he needed someone who was like, all right, let me call Eggz. You know what I mean? Or he wouldn't have did it either. I wouldn't have been. And now looking back and being honest, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able. All I wanted from the Constable days to the Pragmatics days was to do this and tour and play 100 shows in a row and play 50 shows. I never would have been able to do it. It would never, you know, it wouldn't have been not the person I was then. It just wasn't possible. It was impossible.
Sure.
Now I can do it because I got a fucking I got common sense now. Back then I didn't have any common sense. Someone once said to me, "You're like a leaf in the wind, and you just blow around, and you'll land here for a little while, and then the wind blows, and you know, it's like that. You know, that's it."
Sean Brennan, who
we played together years ago.
Yeah, he was in ID. He was in Incendiary Device, original Incendiary Device guitar player. Says Mighty Pragmatics were killer. Kung Fury played some good shows with y'all.
Fury, we played with them a lot. I think we played with them quite a few times.
Yeah,
there was that whole Kung
that
Fury
circuit. Yeah,
there was, you know, we all had the same shtick pretty much.
It was also a very vibrant time for music in New York City. There was a lot of clubs. There was a lot of venues. music was where it was happening. I mean, music was happening. People would go out and see music. People
Yes.
weren't on the phone, and there was no Netflix and all that bullshit, you know?
Yep. And everyone kind of dressed to the nines. Everyone looked sharp. Every you know, all the broads looking right. And, you know,
Yeah. Hey, let me take a quick sponsor break. Let me do a sponsor break for a couple minutes. We'll come back. Let's talk about sheer terror. Let's talk about Mother Pugs, and we'll talk about a little bit about the future. I'll see you back in a couple minutes.
See you in a little while.
All right. That's what's up. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Our guest today is Johnny Eggz from Sheer Terror and the proprietor of Mother Pugs Saloon. Lots of questions today. We'll go deep with him with the questions, all the stuff. Let's do some promos. Let's talk about upcoming shows. Hang in with us. Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Will that be cash or in debt?
Do you mean debit?
Yes. Sorry. Another eternally satisfied customer.
Yo, what's happening? I'm out here at one of our all-ages Sunday matinees on the Bowery. I hope that you are enjoying today's show. I just want to let you know that the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live needs your support. Please step up. There is a Patreon page that has a lot of unique program. Shows are announced there first. Lots of good stuff. There's a PayPal address right there on the screen if you want to make a contribution. There's also a super chat function. You could do that. But the bottom line is this show exists because of your support. We're going to be doing it for a long, long time. Thank you for all your support through the years. Back to the show.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century casualty. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Conditioned by misinformation, it's just the media telling us lies. Decipher fiction from the truth, society's slow and tragic demise. Open your eyes, you're losing control. Open your eyes, put down the phone. Everyone's got their fucking opinion.
And we're back. The one, the only New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Thank you for stopping by. Please support the show. One great way to support the show, if you're watching the show in a rerun, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right there on the bottom, there is a subscribe link. Please subscribe to the Stone Films NYC YouTube channel. Also, follow the show on Instagram. That's it's at Stone Films NYC. Pick up your communication device. Please follow the show. Give it a thumbs up. Reach over right now on whatever device you're watching this on. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a heart. Give it some love. Thanks. Hey, want to mention a couple of upcoming events and shows. First off, 1 week, there's no show on Wednesday. There's no show on Wednesday. And a week from today, there is a Bowery Electric show. And whoa. There you go. 1 week from today, there is a Bowery Electric show. Free all ages Sunday matinee down at the Bowery. That's August 31st. 1 week from today, with Demise, Nailed to the Cross, which is basically 25 to Life with Layla from Concrete Ties singing. Cropsy, speaking of Staten Island, Jackknife Johnny, Concrete Burial, and DJ Sid the Kid. There is a after show after. We are doing the My War thing. These is a lot of fun. Being the next day's a holiday, this is starting right after the matinee at 7. I think we're going on stage at 8. Special guest singers, including Vinny Stigma, Scott Earth from Silence Equals Death, Mimi Fuggett, Ryan Bland from Ache, Stephen Messina, so on and so forth. This show will be back Wednesday, September 3rd. That's what's up with Mike Davenport. After that, a week later, Ramsey Jones from Rebelmatic Ma'afa. Speaking of Staten Island, the Wu-Tang Clan. A week after that, Rat from the Varukers. Bobby Gustafson, Sunday, September 21st. John Gallagher from Ravens, Sunday, September 20th. I got to look into this because he just had a health emergency. So I got to see what's up if he's still able to come on the show. Mike Dean from Corrosion of Conformity, Sunday, October 5th. Yo, Zach Thorne from Bulldoze, etc., Wednesday, October 15th. Listen, you know something? In all the years of doing the show, this show has never been booked so far in advance as it is right now. Wednesday, October 22nd, this show is yet to be announced. Jared O'Connell from the Rousers will be on the show. This is going to be interesting. They were a CB's Max's Kansas City band. I thought it would be a cool Wednesday show to sort of get into that late 70s punk era in New York City. Of course, the 400th show with our good friend and supporter Brian Baker on October 26th. Dave Ingram from Benediction and Bolt Thrower on November 2nd. Chris Reifert from Autopsy on November 16th. Just announced this the other day. Dr. Chud from the Karens, the Michael Grave era Misfits, etc. Sunday, November 23rd. This is yet to be announced. I'm excited about this one. Finally, a very rare Side Trips episode. Harry G. Angus just put out the Encyclopedia of Jerry Garcia Music Venues. So it's a $350 book. It's a deep dive. This is a side trip episode. It's a side trip episode, so none of you punk or metal motherfuckers better cry about it. It's a side trip episode. It has a disclaimer on it, so don't cry about it. If this isn't your thing, don't watch the show. All right? What do you need me to do? Spell it out for you? That said, moving right along, how about live from the Barry Electric? You know, I still got to look into that. I don't know if they do live streams from there, but that would be, yeah, that's right, Paul. John's in the hospital. John from Raven. We gotta figure that. We gotta see if he, yeah, yep. That said, I think we're good. Like everything, this book deals with every venue Garcia played. It's a $350 book. It's like the size of the Bible. Yeah. That said, let's bring our guest back on from Staten Island, Johnny Eggz. Let's keep the ball rolling. How do the Pragmatics sort of wind down, and how do you end up in sheer terror?
I couldn't do it anymore. I was fucked up. I hit a wall. I never would lose. I would never lose. I do whatever I want and never lose. And I started to lose. And I couldn't continue. But like I could not continue. You see me, right? We're at the thing. I was 160 pounds, 165 pounds. I couldn't continue. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't continue. And I had enough sense, and my wife, she helped a lot to just, you know, I gotta stop. Mm-hmm. I was off. as our old hero would say, A to Z, Bubba, A to Z, Bubba. I was off the charts,
Right.
off the charts, A to Z. And basically, I stopped. When I stopped, I stopped.
Mm.
And by stopping, I mean I didn't play in a band.
Mm.
I didn't go out really. I didn't. I want to say the first couple of years I was a hermit. I didn't, other than go to work. I didn't leave the house.
It was do or die. You had to change your way of living.
Yeah, and
I hear you.
and then 6 years went out. So I'll fast forward 7 years. Paul had a birthday gig, not sheer terror, but he
Joe
wanted.
Coffey?
No. He wanted to do for his birthday a show where he sings all his favorite covers that he'll pick, right?
Sure.
With all different people playing in the band,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he asked, play these 3 songs.
Hey, could you close that shade behind you any more than it is? The sun's hitting the lens right in the fucking. Can you? Is that shut any more, or that's it?
Here, let me do this.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's
How's that?
better. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Good. Thank you. Thank you for making that adjustment.
I'll sit angular.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's great.
So Paul was like, "Hey, my birthday to Sting. Come play these 3 songs, whatever." I don't even remember what the 3 songs were, to be honest with you. I don't remember what the 3 songs were. And we did a rehearsal at Jesse's place, right?
What, the Bowery Electric?
No. He had that rehearsal room, right? We went there and we did that. And when we were leaving, he just looked at me and went, "Learn more songs."
In classic Paul Bearer fashion. Learn more songs.
So I was like, "How many?" He was like, "Well, let's learn more songs." So I learned more songs. And then we did the show. It was fun. We all had a good time and laughed. It was fun. And I want to say his birthday's then. 6 months later, I was in the band.
Were you approached like, "Hey, we got a tour. Can you do a tour?" Or was it just a show? Or did you ease into it? Or was it, we're going to Europe. We need a guy for a couple weeks.
It was originally, I think it was fill in. I think it was originally fill in. And then before I even played the first show, it was like, fuck it, you're in the band. Like, yeah. I don't remember. It was long. It was almost 10 years ago. I don't.
Yeah. And so you start cracking. Could you give us a little take on sort of your tenure in sheer terror, life in sheer terror? I know. You did Paul and the Family, right?
Yeah, I did Paul and the Family, and some other stuff too.
Yeah.
Like singles. We did the split 7-inch with I Hate God. We did something else. I think we did something for some company in France. We did the something else. I think in Japan, some kind of thing. I'm not very sentimental person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I don't. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have anything. She wants it. She wants a Paul and the Family record. She wants the shirt. She wants I'm not very sentimental, just in general. This is not who I am. And so it's like, I don't remember. I just know we did. I remember recording this and we put this thing out and we put this other thing out.
Hey, what's Is this what's this cover? Is this the Son of Sam's apartment? Son of Sam's
No.
apartment?
No,
What is
that's
it?
Carter's apartment when he left
Who's
after
who's?
Jason Carter. Jason
Ah,
from Sheer
right.
bass player.
Okay.
He took that picture as he was walking out of the apartment after the divorce, and he posted it on the Facebook, and Paul took it. I think originally it was a color picture,
Right.
and Paul like he posted it like, well, 15 years down the toilet or whatever the hell he did, right? And Paul took it and uploaded it into some kind of something and made it look like an old picture and made it the cover of the record.
I was looking at it, I'm like, what is this? And I thought maybe, is this like David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam's apartment in Yonkers or something? Like, what is this?
No, Jason Carter's apartment, edited with Canva.
Right. Got it. That makes sense. I know.
So
Yeah.
what's life like being in Sheer?
Yeah.
It's a lot of quiet, meaning like we're not doing anything, and then all of a sudden we're doing everything. If we could learn moderation, it'd be great because we'd always have a constant flow of work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we don't operate like that. So it's like nothing, everything, nothing.
So let me do, because you and I, spoke a while back, and I just want to say that there was recently in 2025 there was a US run, and then for what, 10 days or something, and then you came back and basically took a shower, and then you were off to Europe for a whole chunk, right?
It was, if I remember right, it was 17 shows in the US. Went home for 2 days and then did another 17 shows in Europe.
That's a lot, man.
Not our finest thinking. Not our finest, not our best planning. When we were doing it, when we talked about it, we were like, yeah, it's gonna be great. We could do this. Oh, yeah, we could. Oh, it's gonna be great. And then we did it. And it was like, whose idea was it to do this?
Right.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And like I say, everyone, it's not hard playing gigs. Playing gigs, that's easy. Everything that goes along with playing gigs,
Sure.
that's where it gets a little difficult.
Sure.
You know how it is. You're sleep deprived.
Yeah.
You're not eating right.
Nutrition deprived, sleep deprived, stress, bullshit.
It's not really stress. We don't stress. We don't stress anything. That's a beautiful thing about Sheer Terror, is like we don't stress. The biggest stress we have is, I hope there's something open where we can get something to eat after the show. And like, we don't stress, because
that's
stress,
good for you.
Stress isn't gonna help you at all. It's like we'll get there when we get, like a lot of things, like, oh,
sure,
you got to be there loading at 2:30 in the afternoon, motherfucker. It's a fucking 9-hour drive without stops. We'll get there. What time is doors? Oh,
We'll
doors
be-
at 7 p.m.
yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no stress. No stress at all. And now,
that's what we do. What we do is people we don't sound check. We don't give a fuck. You know what our sound check is? Our first fucking song. Get it straight.
that's what I say all the time. Our sound check is the first verse of Here to Stay.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
We don't throw and go, man. We don't need the fantasy. We don't need the fantasy. I don't need a laminate pass. I don't need to hear as long as I can remotely hear myself, and I could remotely hear the kick drum and the snare drum. That's all I need. I don't need to hear Paul. I don't need to hear cymbals. I don't need to hear the bass. I just need to hear myself a little bit and a kick drum and a snare drum. And
Let me ask you, after kind of being in the trenches for years and, you know, in bands and slugging it out, it must have been nice to join up with Paul and go to Europe and go to a lot of the nooks. I mean, you guys do work over there. Tell us a little bit about, you know, going over to Europe and how you guys are beloved over there.
It's great. It's great. I love going to Europe. I love playing out there. I love like the different countries and going, you know, it's just great. But I like playing in America too. To me, it's all one. To me, it's all one long gig. It's all one big show. It's all fun, man. That hour and 20 minutes or 15 minutes on stage doing this shit. It's fucking so you put up the picture with these guys. It's fucking, you know, it don't get any better, man. It really doesn't. It doesn't get any better.
I mean, I can attest that it's really nice to be our age and being with some guys that you really, that are your friends and that you really love.
Yeah. We laugh like fucking 17-year-old fucking imbecile. Pretty much from the moment we get in the van till the airport home. By the airport home, we're all kind of quiet and just trying to, you know, decompress and stuff. But up until that point, it's like being in a really stupid fraternity. You know, we I guess people don't expect it. You know, they think like, oh shit, terror. We laugh, man. We have pretty much a ball. We have a ball.
You got to enjoy. I mean, I understand there's bands that are big bands and they don't like, at this point, they don't even talk to each other, but the money's so good that they just put up with, they're in the same room with fucking people they don't like. When you're sort of in the world that we're in, you better like your fucking guys that you're getting on stage with, or it's just useless.
Yeah, no, we the things that we say, the things we do, they're just ridiculous. And we're weird, man. We're weird. You know,
we're weird. We're a weird. Look at this bunch.
Yeah, that was the American one. That's with the Crusher. The Crusher.
Where's that?
That's in where the hell are we? Milwaukee. That's Milwaukee.
Cleveland.
That's the Crusher. He's a professional wrestler in the 60s and 70s. And that's his hometown. And they in a park, they have a bronze statue of him carrying a keg of beer.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
We drove an hour out of the way to go take that picture.
It was better than the Fonz, right? Everyone goes and sees the Fonz in Milwaukee.
Right.
There's the Fonz.
Now, where, like, people might not know that. Like Sheer Terror is just as comfortable taking a picture with the Crusher, right?
Yeah.
Eating in a gas station, right? Or eating $450 worth of steaks in Beverly Hills. Like in a tour, all three of those things are going to happen at some point. At some point, we're going to be eating out of a gas station. And at some point, we're going to be sitting in Lowry's in Beverly Hills eating, prime rib.
You guys run the gamut.
Yeah, it's everything in between, and everything in between.
Are there any places like when you guys are out there, when you look at the itinerary, are there any like bastions of like that you see like, man, I can't wait to go back there? Are there any places that just they just love Sheer Terror and you can't wait to get back there?
I'm trying to think of somewhere there's a lot of places like that, and I like.
Yeah.
But I like. I don't like too big of a show. Like, I don't like if there's a disconnect between the audience and the stage. Like, you know them shows where they have that pit, that separation. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather them, be in my face. And so I would say I'm the wrong guy to ask. I like it. I like it all. I kind of like it all.
Paul Stone says Berlin. Ray Hogan says Connecticut loves you. So that kind of that's the.
Well, let me tell you something. In Berlin, I don't know why. If we could figure out why, if we could tap into why we do so well in Berlin versus other places,
yeah,
that'd be really good to know. But we can't understand that when we play in Berlin, it's like, who the fuck are you? But
let's not get too full of ourselves, boys. We'll be back in the clubs tomorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be really good, and then tomorrow it's back to who we are.
Yeah. Do you? I don't know. I don't want to say like, do you struggle with? But are those like festival shows with the disconnect? Are those awkward for you guys?
Are those what?
Awkward.
And not to Paul.
Yeah.
Paul's fine with it. My drummer's fine with it. Hank's, I believe, is fine with it as well. But me, I don't. That disconnect. It's like I can't. Yeah. It's like I'm constantly trying to, be into it and connect and
yeah, it's weird.
And it's a weird. The distance is too far away from me. It might all be in my fucked up head. You know what I mean? But it's just it's weird to me. It's like I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as we did a show in Paris. No stage. In this basement of a bar. I'm standing there playing. I'm looking across the room and I'm looking at urinals. The people are right there. They're right there. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen your recently updated hardcore trading card?
No.
There you go.
Picture. With my SG. I knew that.
Yes, and somebody just commented that SG is great. I love that color.
Yeah, TV yellow.
Is that what that is? I couldn't figure it out.
TV yellow. I walked into Guitar Center on 14th Street to get guitar strings, and that fucking guitar couldn't have been any further away in that room. It was as high as the fucking ceiling. They had to get the giant ladder to go get it. And I walked through the fucking door, and the corner of my eye, I fucking said, "What's that?" I said to my wife, "What's that?" And she was like, "Oh, let's go look at that." And I went and made them get it, and I took it home. And now it sounds like a Les Paul.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one.
And then here's the back of it. He does a great job with these.
Yeah, he does.
Here we go. Let's see. Personal trivia. Johnny's known to be a whiz at fixing musical equipment. Over the years, he has modified multiple guitars and amps, and he's even built custom guitar heads from the ground up. Oh, is that right? Is that right,
Yeah.
Mr. Fun fact, in addition to all his music, Johnny's also the owner, operator, and janitor of Mother Pugs Saloon in Staten Island, New York. Mother Pugs is a classic punk rock dive bar with cold beer, good booze, outdoor seating, special events, and live bands booked and promoted by Jeff and Rage, who also occasionally tends bar.
At 1371 Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York, the Owls rock and roll mecca.
You know, while we're here, let's talk about this. This is a shot, I believe, is at the last show we played, right? Could be. This
Yeah,
is
there it is,
this
backyard.
this is the backyard at Mother Pugs, and we've done under the New York Hardcore Chronicles banner. We've done 2 Back to the New York Hardcore Roots shows there. Tell us, how did you end up with Mother Pugs? How did this come into your orbit, and how did you end up a saloon keeper?
Because I have a gigantic fucking hole in my head. That's what I call Mother Pugs. Mother Pugs, that gigantic hole in my head. Nah, I obviously knew of the place, you know, and I heard it was for sale. I was thinking of getting into a bar, and I heard it was for sale, and I thought to myself, I said, look, you know as well as anybody else that Pugs is its own kind of entity on Staten Island.
It kind of is.
Like
Yeah.
Nothing else like it. It's its own thing. It's always been its kind of own thing.
Yep.
It's always leaned into that punk metal deal, you know. And I just thought to myself, if I don't buy Pugs, someone else is going to buy it. And it's going to turn into every other fucking place on that island, for better or for worse. It's going to turn into every other place. Or worse, it's going to become a vape store or a nail salon.
Or a Verizon store.
Or Verizon.
Right.
So I decided in my infinite wisdom that, yeah, I know I've been looking at these places in Brooklyn, but I think this is the one. I'm going to have to do this just to preserve it. And that's that. Here we sit.
Yeah. And you got in there and you sort of rolled up your sleeves. You rebuilt the stage. I mean, you took suggestions, you rebuilt the stage, you redid the bathrooms, you cleaned up the place, you know, and it's got a new life. It's people want to come out there now, and people want to play there. And we've already played there twice, and looks like we're going to be playing out there on Halloween night. We're talking about that, and it's really great that you made it happen like that, bro. Because it's a hard gisk.
I just got 2 new PA speakers for inside. So
you rebuilt the stage. The new stage is nice indoors. The outdoor, I love playing outdoors. It's great. What are the pros and cons of the operation for you?
The pros are, I get to look. If my life was a board game called Will Johnny Eggz Ever Grow Up? We are now on the final board called And Then He Bought a Bar. So, like, there's no chance of me ever growing up. There's no chance of me ever like, you know, he does a regular thing now. That's never going to happen. This is now sealed the fate. I'm going to, you know, be there doing my thing until I had its fill. And that's that. I mean, the con, there's not really that many cons other than I'll tell you what the biggest con is. Every month, every first of the month, you start back in a hole. I didn't think of that, you know, in the plannings. The psychological, like, you go to sleep and you're like, whew, we made our nut. We did it. We paid all our bills, and I made a couple of bucks for myself, and I mean a couple of bucks. You ain't getting rich doing this shit, right? It's great. I'm going to go to sleep. And then you wake up the next morning and it's, holy shit, I'm at 0. I didn't think of that. And it's true. Every month it's like, 0.
Well, I will say this. I mean, for everybody out there, look at the joy on these people's faces. Look at the joy. You could just look at each one and see the inherent joy that they're having, being at Pugs, being outdoors. I mean, I can relate to that. I mean, that's really the currency right there, isn't it?
Yeah. That they could drink a little more, don't get me wrong. But yeah, man. Hey guys, ease off on the $5 beers. Why don't you start drinking some of them Surfsides?
Yeah.
You know?
Cheap bucks.
Johnny likes guitars.
Yeah.
So now, sheer terror, right? We're recording a new record.
Yeah. So what's that segues into? Tell us about the future plans.
Yeah, we got a tour for the West Coast. I think it's the West Coast and the Southwest. Yes, I think it's Southwest, West. No, I think we start on the West Coast, up north, and then work our way down and go to Southwest.
Is that announced? Is that announced yet?
No, but it's coming. It's coming.
But this is coming up in what, a week or two, right? No, like
that's Phillipsburg, and and then the next night we're at Amityville Music Hall.
Right. Which is a frequent sheer terror stomping ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We've never played the new Amityville. We always played the old Amityville.
Brandon Vince asks, Arizona?
Probably. We're doing the L. If we're doing the L, we'll probably end up there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually how we like to do it. We like to go out there. But back to what I said earlier, it come to my attention that we're playing 2 shows in one day. See, it's a perfect example of it sounds like a great idea right now. Sitting on my couch with the air conditioner on, talking to you. Yeah, we're gonna go out there and on that. I don't even know what day it is. I don't remember, but oh yeah, we're playing 2 shows that day. We're gonna play.
How do you do 2 shows? How do you do 2 shows in one day? Like, how does that work?
Like an asshole, you do it. No. We're just doing 2 shows in one day. We're doing an early show somewhere, and then I guess driving and doing a nighttime late show somewhere else, which is a great idea right now. Until it comes time, until it's like we're actually doing it, and we're sitting there going, "Whose idea was it? Who okayed this?" Oh,
I could just do one. I can only do one, and then I'm done. Like I can't. I do one and I collapse.
Oh, we're doing 2 in one day.
Yeah.
Unload the van, load the stage, unload the stage, load the van, drive, unload the van, load the stage, unload the stage, load the van, drive.
There you go.
And rock and roll. If it was easy, everybody do it.
That's right.
Easy, everybody do it, man.
That's
fun.
Absolutely.
So now we got that coming up. Then, but we're in the middle of recording a record.
Yeah. Is that happening? What's the recording process? Is that in New York City or?
Yeah, it's on Staten Island. Johnny Bessa, Otto, he has his own studio, Otto Records. So we record on where we rehearse. So it's very easy for us. It's actually too easy because it's always at our hands. It's always at our fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it more prone to, well, we'll get to it because it's always there. There's no like, we got to do this. We only got a book from this day to this day. You know, there's no stopping. We have to stop now. But
question from Idiot Box. Does Johnny write the riffs?
The riffs on the new record?
Yeah.
The riffs on the new record, I write some riffs. Hank wrote some riffs. Hell, even Paul hums some riffs.
Mm.
Paul will literally text you a hum. Like, yo, after that verse, it should go into this. And then transcribe it into guitars, and there it is.
It's great that you have the ability to be the receptacle of Paul's blah, 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 and make it happen.
Yeah, he hums it. He hums it pretty accurate. You know you know, blah, 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 you know, it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then transfer it to the key where it needs to be, and that's that.
Sure. That makes sense. Hey, let me do a quick sponsor break. Shout out a couple sponsors, and let's come back and we will take some questions from around the world.
All right.
Give me a minute. That's right. The New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Thanks for hanging in there. I hope you're enjoying it. I think you are. Get your questions ready. Let's do questions with this guy. We love this guy. Johnny Eggz is our guest today. Once again, the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. We are sponsored by blah, 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 and Mad Vintage. Mad Vintage buys, sells, and collects band shirts, primarily hardcore. The DIY operation was started and is operated by a hardcore kid who just loves collecting and eventually got into vintage clothing, specifically the realm of vintage band shirts. They're always looking to buy out collections to either keep, sell, or trade new shirts added daily at www.madvintage.com and posted on Instagram. Dig deep into that closet of crap and reach out to them. Help me help you, Mad Vintage. By the way, he's coming on the show pretty soon to talk about his operation. Speaking of operations and Vinny Stigma's cousin Joe Ramini and the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in work with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rowley, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. Information on online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram page, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Last but not least, currently out on tour with Agnostic Front, George and 126 Hardware Clothing. 126 Hardcore Clothing is a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. Get in touch with them and ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. That said, hey, support the show, please. Best way to support the show is on Patreon. There it is, www.patreon.com/Drew Stone. Best way to support the show, $2 a month, $5 a month. Please support the show. I want to shout out our latest patron, Clockwork Mike. I'm assuming from Clockwork Records. I got to reach out. Old friend and supporter. Thank you, Mike. If you're watching right now, I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Everybody else, don't be a lurker. Join Patreon. It is the best way to support the show. The support needs your show. That said, Drew, we need more of this. Not every show has to be the big name. Hey, bro, you're preaching to the converted here. Yeah, to the choir here. 400 shows into this already. There's room on the boat for everybody, from Brian Baker to your slap happy grandpappy. We're going to get through everybody on this planet eventually. We're in for the long haul. I want to mention a couple of events coming up. Let me clear the deck here. Events coming up. This Sunday at the Bowery Electric is the matinee. Afterwards, we talked about is the My War Bash starting at 7 o'clock. Saturday, September 6th, we, Incendiary Device, are playing Ralph's Rock Diner outdoors under the stars in the parking lot with Tree, Catching Hell, and the Moto Mags. This just got announced the other day. The unveiling of Mike Ferrara's Lane. Many of us remember Mike Ferrara. He had Fast Lane Studio out on Flatbush Avenue. They are unveiling Mike Ferrara's Lane on Saturday, September 13th at 11 a.m. I will be there. Sunday, September 14th, the next day, 24/7 Spies at the Bowery Electric Free All Ages Sunday Matinee with Rebelmatic and more. Boonton, New Jersey, I'm coming out to screen the Alago film. I will be with Alago. Also, I will be with the Phonic Rochelle Stone Saturday, October 13th, out at AC Slade from the Misfits Cat Fight Coffee House. So come on out. Going to be a cool event. Yo, ID's headlining the Bowery Electric Sunday, October 12th. Free all ages Sunday matinee with non-residents. Dead Blow Hammer featuring Rob Kabula. Overstand featuring Todd the Kid and Steel Toe Solution. Out in San Francisco playing with GBH at Crash Fest and our friends in Noise. Hope to see you out there. That is Saturday, October 18th. The whole gang's coming out to San Francisco. And then this just announced Saturday, November 9th. Bowery Electric Free All Ages Sunday Matinee. Brick by Brick, No Weapon, Impact Driver, Faction Zero, Fourth Floor Massive, DJ, Sid the Kid Sounds, SDK Sound System. And then finally, which brings us to our annual Women of the Pit Coat Drive, Holiday Slamboree, DJ Cindy Half Rats. It's going down. There's going to be an after show after this as well. We're looking to announce that very soon. So, lots going on. Come on out this weekend. Join Patreon. Live life to the fullest. Post any questions you have for our guest. All right? Is that right? Did you just sign up for Patreon? Just now? Let me see. See what's going on. Let's see. In real time. That's right. Wow. Momo the Old, welcome to Patreon. Momo the Old from Idiot Box. Thank you. You know what? I gotta say, just for me in my world, when I do the show and something happens in real time like that, it really makes me feel great. It really does. The old cause and effect. So thank you so much for coming on board, and welcome. That said, questions. Post your questions. Let's bring back our friend. Hey, you know what? Let's look at this clip first. And we're back.
What up, man?
Up? Hey, let's do some. Ooh, what's that?
Hello, Les Paul.
Let's do some questions. You ready? Whitney Crawford says that bass player is fine as fuck. That's the spirit, girl. Let's see. Paul Stone asks, I want to know what riff is Johnny Egg's favorite to play and what his favorite song that he's written.
Favorite riff to play. There's a few of them, but I'd have to say to break down in Ashes. And the favorite sheer terror song that I'd written would be probably one of the new ones that you ain't heard yet.
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's
coming
right.
out.
That's right.
At some point on TKO Records in the United States. And in Europe, it's coming out with Rebellion. Ooh. And the name of that record is Let These Be Our Troubles. We already got the covers already drawn.
Great.
Basic tracks on a lot of the songs already recorded. We record kind of old school way. We record live.
Right.
Basic tracks, obviously. Basic, I only got 2 hands. But we record basic tracks live and then do overdubs at a later date. So it's getting it.
Good. This one's a little personal. How about a good Steve Poss on tour story?
I love that guy, man. I love that guy. I tell the guys in the band now all the time when we're out on the road, like, you guys have no idea how much fun they would be. There's a bunch of Poss stories. Here's something. We're at a terrible traffic jam on the Autobahn, like a jackknife tractor trailer blocking all lanes. Everyone's out of their cars. Everyone's like, there's nowhere to go. People are just wandering on the Autobahn outside their cars. We were hours and hours late to the gig because I want to say we were there for 2 or 3 hours, just sitting, that's it. Walking around barefoot on the Autobahn, And Poss just sitting in the middle of the Autobahn. I got a video of it actually somewhere. Sitting on the Autobahn, Indian style, with hash in one pipe and herb in the other pipe. He's sitting basically just like that, with hash in one pipe and herb in the other pipe, and he's just taking hits off each pipe. Another one. Who carries a bowl of soup on a plane? We're getting on a plane. I don't remember where the fuck we were. I don't know. I think we were in Asia. And we're all on the plane, and we're like, where the fuck? We're in our seats already. And we're like, where the fuck is Poss? Where the fuck is Poss? And all of a sudden, here he comes, walking down the aisle of a plane with a bowl of soup and a spoon, steam coming out of it. He's like, I got some soup. And then, it's
People, when I first came around in let's say 81, 82, Steve Poss was around. And this picture almost doesn't even do it justice, because Steve Poss was like a little kid. He was like, back then, I think he was like 9 years old or some shit. He was like a little, and he always looked young. Even when he was an adult, he always looked like he looked young. Steve Poss was right. He looked like he was 9 years old originally. It's pretty crazy.
I like that Jesse said when he first met Poss, he was scared of him. He said when I thought he was always like, oh yeah, that kid's fucked up. Nah, man.
Yeah, there was Poss. These guys were young.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible blow.
Yeah.
I mean, he fought the good fight. He did everything until there was until he just said there was not, there's nothing left to do here. You know what I mean? And he was great. I went and visited him the last time. Here's a funny one. Last time I visited him, right, at the hospice, right? I didn't know what to expect. I'm expecting in my head, I'm going to walk into this room, boop, 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 boop. It's going to be like that. I walk into his room. He's sitting Indian style on his bed with a chicken leg in one hand and a spoon in the other, eating soup, eating the chicken leg. He's like, hey, Johnny, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, what's up? So he says to me, he goes, do me a favor. Give me $20. I want to get cigarettes. Now, I knew they weren't going to fucking let him go out and get cigarettes, right? But I gave him the 20, right? I hung out with him, and the way that the place was, only one person can go up at a time at this point. So I got a text that there was people downstairs waiting to come up. So I said, okay, Poss, see you later, blah, blah, blah. I go downstairs. Anthony, Anthony, he was the drummer of Sheer Terror. Mm-hmm. Anthony goes up. He's up there. I'm home now. I get a text from him. He's like, you borrowed $20 from Poss? I said, no. He borrowed $20 off me. He goes, that motherfucker. I lent him $20. He said, Eggz just borrowed my last 20. He got $20. And 3 days later, he was gone.
Rest in peace, Steve Poss.
Yeah.
LaRoche, Michael LaRoche, what was your first electric guitar and amp? Remember the Gorilla amp?
That was not it. I remember those amps well, but no. My first electric guitar was a Castilla out of the Sears catalog, and my first amp was a Marlboro. Make like the cigarette company.
Right. What pedals are you using to play live?
If I'm playing at home, in the United States where there's no planes involved, I bring out my gear, and I use orange Rockaverb, stack. No distortion pedal. I just use the gain from the amp. I use a noise gate because I can't stand hum, and a little bit of delay in the loop that just goes, just like a slight little, just a little, and that's it.
That's the little.
Yep, that's it.
Is that your rig? That's your current rig?
Yeah, orange Rockaverb stack.
I've been playing guitar in this My War thing, and I'm in the band with a couple guys that really know their stuff. And basically, after trying to show up with a couple of pedals, they would just like knock it off, plug straight into the head, and they just dialed me in on the head, and it sounds great.
Yeah, well, the key to playing straight in. Well, first and foremost, Sheer Terror is a loud band.
Yeah, right.
We play. I mean, we're a loud band amongst loud bands.
Sure.
So we're a loud band, and the key to playing straight in is like someone asked me at a show once. They were like, "How do you get that sound?" I was like, "Turn your amp on 7."
Yeah.
And you'll.
Right. Yeah. Do those one thing I like, and I know this isn't fancy, but I bought this for my wife, and this is what I play in my war. It's an Ibanez. It was a fairly inexpensive guitar, but I love it. And the reason I love it so much is because it stays in tune no matter what. And I really like that about this guitar. I jump around, I bang around, this and that. I know it's not super sexy, this and that, but I just love how it fucking stays in tune no matter what.
I've learned that all of those Japanese guitars are like that.
Yeah, huh?
I don't think the Japanese manufacturers tolerate a guitar that goes that too. Because I have
interesting.
I have an ESP E2 Eclipse, basically a Les Paul. Right. And that fucking guitar, I can't remember the last time I touched the tune pegs on that fucking thing. It's always in tune. It never. I don't think the Japanese manufacturers.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I like that. That makes sense. And everyone's like, "Oh, you should do this. You should do that." I'm like, "Yo, I like this. It stays in tune and it's light. And I like it." So that's what I'm going with for now. I got to fix that thing, that LTD. It's got some issues, but for now, I'll go with this. Let's see what else. Has any venue said to turn down your volume? If so, how did you respond?
I lie.
I turned it down. Yeah.
Oh, and I turn around and I grab the knob, but I don't actually touch it. And then I turn my wrist like an idiot and I go, "How's that?"
And they go, and the sound man goes, "Yeah, it sounds great."
Yeah. I gotta have my tone, man.
Yeah.
I gotta have my tone. And I mean, I'll turn down a little bit, but if it's anything excessive, I just will ignore you.
Yeah, sure. This is a good question. Did Johnny get out to Brooklyn a lot during the L'Amour's heyday? Any memorable L'Amour gigs?
Oh, I went to all those shows. I mean, I saw them all. I saw Carnivore. I saw Carnivore play there when it was the Battle of the Bands. I saw Overkill play there when it was the Battle of the Bands. I saw Metallica play there. I saw Motorhead play there. I couldn't even tell you how many times I saw Manowar play there.
Was that like a Staten Island pilgrimage? Like, let's go to L'Amour's?
No, it wasn't really a pilgrimage. We were just as at home there as we were on Staten Island.
Sure.
We would go there. We were there all the time.
Makes sense.
Any show that was our style, we were there. We didn't hang out there like like some of the hair bands were playing. Like it ain't like we went to the boss out. But anything heavy, anything in that import section came out.
Yeah,
we were there.
Absolutely. Friend and supporter Gajewski. My question is, when can I come over to Johnny's to eat? He posts a lot of good cooking on his Facebook.
I got a black belt in pots and pans, man. Who knows, man? Maybe next year I'll do a lot more cooking at Pugs.
Yeah.
Have
you done any cooking there? Like,
well, not too long ago, I just got. Well, here's the thing. I lived on the Lower East Side, right? And when I bought Pugs,
did you? Where did you live in the Lower East Side?
2nd Street between A and B.
Wow. Woo-hoo!
So 6th floor walk up, top floor, no elevator.
Yeah.
My knees weren't taking it. But when we bought the bar, right, we decided we should live close to the bar. So we moved to where I'm sitting here now on Staten Island to be near the bar. And other than having more space and being able to have a queen-size bed, which is really cool, I got into barbecuing. I bought a Weber kettle on Paul's recommendation. You got to get a Weber kettle. So I got a Weber kettle, and I've been getting into the like smoking meat barbecue thing. And I kind of got the hang of it now because cooking just comes easy to me. Like, I like to eat. I like to do things well, and so I do it well. And so I'm thinking maybe next year I might buy a giant barbecue thing and be doing the barbecue thing at Pugs.
Yeah, I'll support you in that. We'll do a gig, or I'll do a birthday thing there. That sounds like fun. Question, I'll answer this one. Was L'Amour's Mafia affiliated? I don't know. Next question.
No,
I don't know.
He was the greatest guy around.
Fucking love Micah George. They were the best. MJ Lorenzo says Sheer Terror opened up for Circle Jerks with Damage on the Circle Jerks Wonderful Tour. I think it was the first all hardcore band show at L'Amour's. Could be.
Could have been. Could have been.
Everybody who's saying we need someone from Overkill on the show, heads up, Bobby Gustafson. I know he hasn't been in Overkill in a long time, but former Overkill member Bobby Gustafson's on the show pretty soon.
Another native of the Jewel in the Sea. He's from Staten Island, New York.
Yeah. What guitarist tone are you envious of or admire? Is there a guitar player out there that you sort of you love the guy, you love his tone, you love how he operates?
No. I guess no.
Yeah. Good
a lot of guys play with bedroom volume, with bedroom tone. To my estimation, they play with bedroom tone. Sounds good when they're playing by themselves in the bedroom.
Dream guitar that you want but never owned. You got everything, bro.
I would love a 59 Les Paul, but they're upwards of 350,000, so I don't see that ever happening for me. Unless this new Sheer Terror record really hits hard. I don't think that's going to happen.
I got a good feeling about this new Sheer Terror record.
That's going to get me a burst.
It's going to be big. Yeah. Good one. Half the bouncers in L'Amour were from Staten Island. Yeah, it's true.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
I was with Big Joe. I was with Big Joe not that long ago. We went.
Yeah.
We went.
Joe
Gyros.
Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I know Johnny's a true Les Paul aficionado. What's his favorite Les Paul of the famous bursts? Greenie Pages number one. What?
Of a real one? Of a
Yeah.
real one? I don't know the name of it, but across from me on the bookshelf, I'm looking at the Beauty of the Burst, the picture book that has every single one of them, a picture of every single one of them. And there's quite a few in there I like, but I'm very partial to worn out looking flame top lemons with double white exposed humbuckers. How's that? I don't know which ones are. Is that burst number 7? Is that burst number 12? Is that burst number 305? I don't know, but those are the ones I'm partial to.
Got it. Ever see that Kirk Hammett's got Peter Green's?
And he broke it.
Yeah.
He dropped it in his hotel room and broke it.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking money to burn, man.
Finally, how did he get the name Eggz? Finally. Because what?
No, it's a secret.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's it. Can't
Does
tell
it rock?
anybody.
Isn't right?
When did Sheer Terror first come on your radar?
On my radar?
Yeah.
Shit. Early on, before the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, way before the record. But yeah. Probably 80 something. 80, 87, 88. Something like that.
Eggz, your preference? Seymour Duncan, DiMarzio, or Gibson PAFs? Opinion on P90s?
Preference. I use bare knuckle pickups. That's my preference. That being said, I like the old PAF vibes for certain guitars, but they don't work with Sheer Terror. And I love P90s. A hot P90, 9K, 8.8, 8.9, in that zone, kicks a fucking humbucker's ass every day of the week. Every day of the week. I love P90s, man. I love P90s. They make a lot of noise though, so you got to use a gate with them. And even with the gate, under a lot of gain, they're gonna fucking act weird. But I love them. I'm staring at 2 P90 guitars right now. I don't hear anything. You went mute.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Josh says, I asked so many people about the Eggz name when I made his card, and no one had any clear answer at all. So there you go.
There it is.
Good stuff. El Duce says, "Aw, shit, a Yankee doing barbecues like a Polish submarine with a screen door. It doesn't make sense."
Oh,
Hey, some Yankees can barbecue.
Oh, I told you, Dooch. I got a black belt in pots and pans, man. My barbecue's as good as any hillbillies. Any hillbillies.
There you go. Good. All right. Well, listen, that said, great show. Glad we got a chance to chop it up. Looking forward, I know we're talking a little bit about a Halloween show and Incendiary Device playing out there for Halloween. Is there anything coming?
Bound for Glory's art show after party. Halloween night. October 31st, 1371 Forest Avenue, Mother Pugs Saloon. You walk in that bar, you see me, and you tell me I saw you on the New York Hardcore Chronicle podcast with Drew Stone. Johnny will take care of you.
Fair enough. Is there anybody you want to thank? Is there anybody you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my band members, current and former. I want to shout out. No, nobody. That's it. My band members, current and former. and Pos.
And pause. Yeah. Let's see. Paul Stone says, Drew, send my absolute best to Johnny Eggz, please. See you in Newcastle on the next tour. Hey, Johnny.
Stone.
Hey, Johnny. Paul sends his absolute best.
Yes, that's Stoney, man. Me and him
Stoney.
share and a
Good-
love for
good.
Tokai guitars.
Hey, isn't there a show coming up out there with? Isn't there Brick by Brick and Cropsy and all that?
Brick by brick, Cropsy, and I don't know who else, but I'm sure there'll be else.
I'm gonna come out to that.
September, that's going to be a good show. That's going to be a real good.
Does Mother Pugs have T-shirts?
No, but we'll eventually will.
Gotta make them, bro.
We got to make them. Too many people ask for them.
Yeah. Because you know what? Because now that you friggin' own the place, it's becoming a destination. And people from all over the world are going to want to come through, and they're going to want something to be able to represent when they go home. So you got to make some shirts.
Nice.
You got to get fucking, what's his name? John fucking, you got to get John Franco on the case. All right. Thank you, Johnny.
You know what I mean? I won't even be involved. Just be like, yeah, I'll keep some in the bar for right there. And when I get inboxed, I don't have to mail anything. Just go, yeah, Dead City merch. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Get time from him.
Get Franco to do it. Thanks a lot, Johnny. It was great seeing you.
Having me see you at the bar. All you people, come to the Sheer Terror shows. Buy our new record when it comes out. And 1371 Forest Avenue, Mother Pugs Saloon. Be there or be square. Later.
Well, there you have it. The one, the only Johnny Eggz from Mother Pug Saloon and Sheer Terror on the show today. A lot of fun. Hey, we all knew it was going to be that kind of a show. Great guy. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep in mind, there is no show a week from today. We'll be down at the Bowery Electric for the Free All Ages Sunday matinee, along with the My War After Show. We will be back a week from Wednesday with Mike Davenport from the Ataris versus the World and Cave Mummy. You've been watching the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Till next time, do good things. Do good things. Keep doing good things. Oh, excuse me. Very cool show today, Drew. Thanks for everything you do. Always a great start to Sunday night. Well, thank you. Something's telling me not to end the show. Another banger. Well, thank you, Ray. Thanks, John in London. Winning team. Thank you for tuning in. And please, y'all, love you people. Support the show. It's just great. So great we have this thing, and we can have people like Johnny on. It was great. Great guest. Paul Stone, you were in the cut today, bro. That was a show, one of my favorites this year. You were in the cut. Yep. Absolutely. And good things will come to you.
Conditioned by indoctrination, conditioned by society. You're a victim of the digital age, a 21st century